Have you ever wondered why the guy who seems like he doesn't care actually pulls all the attention? You're about to find out a secret most men don't even know about themselves. Jessica OS here. Welcome back to the channel. There's this guy I know. Let's call him Henry. He's the kind of guy who doesn't chase women, doesn't need validation, and is totally at peace with doing his own thing. Guess what? Women chase him. Not because he's trying to make them, but because his aura screams independence. And that, my friend, is what sets you apart from 99% of other men. You see, women love a challenge. It's not playing hard to get with her, it's deeper than that. Think about it. When you're not constantly available, not texting her every hour or seeking her validation, you're showing that you're in control of your own life. Women are biologically and psychologically wired to be drawn to confidence, independence, and mystery. By not being overly eager or desperate for attention, you automatically become more intriguing. She starts wondering about you. Why isn't he texting me back? What's he up to? Those thoughts trigger curiosity and desire. When you're comfortable in your own space, when you genuinely enjoy your own company, it signals that you don't need external validation to feel complete. And that's attractive because it tells her that you're not emotionally dependent on her or anyone for your happiness. You're not looking for her to fill some empty void in your life. In fact, you're so secure and content that you're okay being alone. This confidence is like a magnet. Women can sense when a man is self-assured, and that confidence becomes an irresistible trait. Now, the irony is that the less you need her, the more she's likely to want you. Women are hardwired to be attracted to men who have their own passions, who are confident in their own world, right? When she sees that you're not trying to cling to her, but instead you're living your life on your own terms, it flips a switch in her mind. That independence, that self-sufficiency, it's sexy as hell because it tells her you're not looking to be completed. You're already whole by yourself, and that's what makes you a catch. Get this, you're irresistible to women if you like to be alone. And you heard it here first. I'll take a few seconds to talk about confidence. Now, confidence doesn't mean loud, flashy, or the center of attention in public. It's far more subtle and powerful than that. True confidence comes from being completely comfortable in your skin, especially when you're alone. Think about it. When you're alone, there's no audience, no one to impress, no need to put on a show for anyone, right? And that's where real confidence thrives. It's about knowing who you are and being at peace with it, without needing validation from anyone else. Women can sense when a man is comfortable with himself, and it's an energy that we can't help but be drawn to. A man who doesn't need to prove his worth is naturally magnetic. He's not chasing after attention or approval because he already knows his value. And this is where the real power lies. When you don't need to chase, you immediately become a rare commodity. When you're comfortable with yourself, you give off this unspoken vibe. I'm good with or without you. It's not arrogance, it's self-assurance. You're not seeking external validation to feel secure. You already know what you bring to the table. And women, they can't resist that level of confidence. It sends a strong message that you're in control of your life, and if she wants to be part of it, she's going to have to bring something of value as well. It's almost like you're saying, hey, I'm not gonna chase after you, but if you want to be with me, you need to show up and prove you're worth my time. Women love a man who knows his worth and isn't afraid to stand firm in it. It shifts the power balance. She has to step up and show why she deserves a spot in your life rather than you scrambling for her attention. In essence, being okay with being alone is the ultimate display of confidence. It tells her that you're self-sufficient and that your happiness does not hinge on her presence. This independence creates mystery and intrigue, which only makes her want you more. When you aren't chasing, she's the one who feels the need to put in the effort, and that shift in dynamic is what makes you irresistible. The key here is understanding the difference between healthy indifference and toxic arrogance. Some guys get it all wrong. They think that acting like they don't care at all or outright ignoring women will make them more attractive, but the approach can backfire quickly, leaving you out in the cold and detached. The goal isn't to make her feel like she's invisible or unimportant. That's a surefire way to kill any chance of real connection. Instead, you need to strike a balance, showing that while you're open to something more with her, you're not dependent on it. You're living your life for you. If a connection happens, fantastic. If not, you're still going to be just fine. It's not about pushing her away or playing manipulative games. It's about communicating that you're already complete on your own. When you're fine with or without her, it signals that you're not needy or clingy, and that's incredibly attractive. You're essentially showing her that you're a high-value man who won't settle for just anyone. It's the quiet confidence that does the trick. You're not chasing, neither are you dismissing her either. You're simply at peace with whatever happens because you're secure in who you are. And when she sees that you're not trying to win her over at all costs, she'll be drawn to that calm strength. This kind of indifference also shows that you're not emotionally dependent on, external validation to feel good about yourself. You're confident in your own skin. And if someone doesn't fit into your life or isn't ready to match your energy, you're okay with moving on. This makes you stand out because it's rare. It tells her, I'm not here to prove myself to you, but I'll welcome you if you bring something worthwhile to the table. It's not arrogance, because arrogance assumes superiority over others. Quiet confidence, on the other hand, assumes you're secure in your own value without the need to belittle or disregard others. This vibe tells her, look, I respect you, but I also respect myself enough not to chase. The balance between self-assurance and openness is what makes you truly irresistible. So why are women obsessed with these types of men? It boils down to one thing: mystery. A man who enjoys being alone naturally creates an air of intrigue around him. He's not an open book, and that's exactly what pulls women in, because they're curious. See, humans are wired to be curious, and women in particularly are drawn to men with layers, men that they can't figure out easily. If you're always available, constantly texting and calling or dropping everything to be with her, where's the excitement? Where's the challenge? When you're a guy who values your own time and space, it leaves her wondering what's going on in your life. The moment you step back to focus on your goals, your passions, your hobbies, you're sending that subtle signal: I am not revolving my life around you. And it creates an irresistible pull. Suddenly she's thinking about you more than ever, because your absence is leaving that gap in her mind that needs to be filled. It sparks questions. What's he doing right now? Why isn't he texting me? Is he seeing somebody else? That space you create for yourself is what makes her mind race. And you're not playing games. You're showing that you have a full life outside of her. When you're not constantly available, it will force her to put in the effort to see you, to get to know you better. And if she doesn't do this, then forget about her anyway. It shifts the dynamic. There's something thrilling about a man who vanishes to take care of his own life. It's like you're saying, I've got important things to handle, and if you want to be a part of my world, well, you're gonna have to find a way to fit in. This approach will keep her on her toes, always wondering where she stands with you, which can actually build desire. She'll start thinking about you more and more, trying to figure out what makes you tick. And guess what? The less you are available, the more she'll value your time when you finally show up. It's that scarcity principle at work. If something is always there, it loses its appeal, but when it's rare, it becomes more valuable. When you prioritize your own life and only offer her small glimpses of yourself, it creates anticipation. She'll be thinking about the next time she gets to see you, talk to you, spend time with you, and before she knows it, you're constantly on her mind. This is powerful because it taps into a woman's innate curiosity and desire for emotional depth. A man who enjoys being alone is someone with layers, a man with complexity and purpose. And women find that incredibly attractive because it signals that there is more to uncover, more to explore, and that keeps the attraction alive and burning. She never gets bored. I'll wrap up this video shortly. Let's talk about men who play the game right. Guys who have mastered the art of solitude don't need to rely on the usual tricks or tactics most guys use when they're trying to win over a woman. They're not sliding into her DMs 247. They're not constantly seeking validation. They're definitely not chasing her down for attention. They've moved past that elementary game because, frankly, they don't need them. Here's the truth. Women will come to you when you figured this out. Why? Because they can't quite pin you down, and that drives them crazy in a good way. When you're not bending over backwards to please her, not flooding her phone with messages, not rearranging your life just to catch her attention, you become the puzzle she wants to solve. You're suddenly the guy she's curious about, the one she can't figure out, and that mystery, that's what makes her gravitate towards you. You see, the key to being irresistible isn't in the pursuit. It's in the calm, quiet confidence of a man who does not chase. You're in control of your life. You know what you want, and you're not begging for her approval or attention. And that level of control, that's what drives women wild. When you're living on your own terms, she has to work for your time and attention. So she'll start to wonder what makes you different from the rest. Why aren't you chasing her like everybody else? Why aren't you glued to your phone waiting for her messages? It's human nature to want what we can't easily have. When you're that guy who's not constantly around, who doesn't always jump at every chance to be with her, you become the guy who's on her mind. And that curiosity slowly turns into attraction. The guy who's detached, who's focused on his own life and isn't desperate for her approval, becomes the one she's thinking about. He's in control of his emotions, his time, his attention, and that makes him stand out. He's not playing by the same rules as everybody else, and that difference is exactly what makes him irresistible. So if you want to play the game right, stop playing by the rules that every other guy is following. Be the man who knows how to be alone. Be the man who's in control of his life. And watch as women start asking for your time and attention, because when you don't chase, get this, guys, you become the prize. I've said enough. Here's my challenge to you. Next time, instead of texting her 5 times a day or constantly trying to make plans, do the opposite. Spend time in solitude. Get comfortable with yourself. Let her come to you. Because when you master the art of being alone, that's when you become irresistible. And if you've ever doubted your ability to attract women, this just might be your secret weapon. It's all about balance. Be alone, but be open. Be mysterious, but be kind. That's how you win. If you're ready to become the man women can't get enough of, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below and let me know that. My name is Jessica OS. I hope you got value from this video. I'll catch you in the next one.